Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Pamela Appel is the business development manager at Akuna, Canada, and they make this product called Cogni Supreme. Cogni, C-O-G-N-I. And I want to welcome you.
Thank you very much.
You've
Thanks
been in
for
the
having
sun.
me. A little bit.
Oh, my goodness. You have really been in the sun.
No, I haven't really. I tan really easily.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But you're not in pain.
Oh, no. Actually, my natural color isn't really that much different from this. At home, people are asking me throughout the winter, they're constantly asking me, where have you just come back from? And I say, nowhere.
It's very, very interesting. So that's your natural color.
Yeah, my father was
very lucky.
My father was born in Indonesia. I have a little bit of that pigment in my skin. So he always looked like he had a tan too.
Whoa, but it's gorgeous to have that. I mean, you are lucky.
Yes,
okay,
very lucky.
As long as you're not hurt.
No.
You do see people who come down here from Canada.
Oh, yeah.
And they get in the sun.
Yeah.
And they suffer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you have to be very careful.
We have an article coming into our June issue by a veterinarian that says, and of course, you know, I have my wonderful dog, that the heat of the summer here for a dog, even if you walk it in the sun, especially small dogs, they can really die.
Really?
They can get heat stroke very easily.
Oh, yeah. You have to be careful.
Yeah, so everybody, especially as one ages.
Yeah.
And so, anyway. Okay, well, welcome to the show. I know that you have lots and lots of stuff that you've been talking about. I mean, people hire you, I know, to entertain them.
Yes.
But in the meantime, you really want to get people to be able to remember where they park their car and park their car and where are their keys.
Yes, very important things. And I just wanted to say happy Mother's Day weekend to everybody as well. Yeah.
So who's a mother, right?
Yeah.
Oh, these poor fathers.
Yeah,
really. They don't get the same love. Even though there is a Father's Day. It's the mothers, right? Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you very much. So tell us about the natural brain fuel called Cogni Supreme.
Well, it's quite a remarkable supplement, and the main active ingredient in the product is called citicoline, which is a naturally occurring substance in our cells, but as we age, we don't make enough of it. So that's where supplementation comes into play. And what citicoline is doing is it helps to facilitate the brain cells so that they talk to each other. And so
that's what's happening in my brain.
There you go. Yes. So you see, when you hear voices in your head, it's a good thing. So, and it's important for your brain cells to talk to each other because that is what keeps your brain active. And that's such a huge part of it. It's just the same way it is with your body. It works for your brain as well. We supplement for the body. We keep our bodies active. Same thing goes for the brain.
It's interesting, Pamela, that probably when I look back 30 years ago when I've been in this business, the brain was a stepchild. Mm-hmm. It was the heart. You know, it was cancer, which of course is still going. But it's all of a sudden now, all the medical, gurus decided that without a good brain, all your body falls apart.
Yep, that's very true. Yeah, it's the engine.
Yeah, it's really very. It's such a small thing when your brain isn't. I guess it's your head. Your brain's in there, but people didn't understand what the brain was, and all the products now that are coming out to help people are very important because there's nothing like someone who is a healthy person everywhere else, and then their poor little brain isn't functioning.
That's right, yeah. And to your point about a lot of products coming out right now, it's very important for your listeners to understand that if they are considering a brain supplement, to really do their research because it has become sort of the next new big thing. There's a lot of companies that sort of jump on the bandwagon and throw together something and call it a brain supplement. It's not necessarily anything new. It may just be a reformulation of existing herbal extracts that are available, relatively cheaply. They package it in a nice little bottle and charge you a fortune for it. And it's really nothing more than ginkgo biloba, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you can buy it at Walmart for $7 why would you go and pay $50 or $60 to have a nice little bottle?
So tell us about the research of your product, the Cogni. It's Cogni Supreme.
Cogni, yeah.
And how'd that name come? and tell us about the research, because I know that your company spent a lot of money on this.
Well, it's actually, the research was done by the company that supplies us with the citicoline. So it's a branded form of that substance. The company it's Cognizant, and they are based here in the U.S. They have a stellar reputation. They've been around for quite a number of years, and they've invested considerable amounts of time, energy, and money in the research. And they were the ones that facilitated all of these studies and clinical trials. And there's actually quite a few interesting different aspects to the different trials that were done. So there was the obvious one with memory, but then there was also focus, concentration, and they also did studies on adolescent males who were having difficulty with impulses. So making bad decisions, making impulsive decisions, and they did clinical trials with that particular group, and they found a considerable improvement with the skills. So they weren't making those bad decisions. They were taking the time to think it through and to make a rational decision. So that was quite interesting to me. There was also a study that came about that showed that this particular ingredient could be very beneficial for addictive personalities. So people who were dealing with cocaine and alcohol addiction actually benefited from the citicoline supplementation.
I just attended the Boca Raton Chamber big breakfast, and they had people there, experts. They had doctors, and they had the EMT people, who emergency services, talked about what's happening in our country with all this. And,
it's very scary.
And the fact that you have something like that, that's absolutely wonderful. And I know in the article, who is Dr. Koshin? Kojman. Dr.
Kojman. Dr. Kojman is a member of our scientific advisory board, and he is actually the creator and formulator of another one of our products that we sell called Alveo. And this is our flagship product, and this was developed, 18 years ago. And he developed this product. And so he is a large part of our company in terms of whenever a new product comes down the pipe, he produces the formula.
Well, this, I have to just say, not only is the bottle beautiful, but it's very effective. And I just can't. So Cognizant. That's a word I had never heard till I met you.
Yeah, and then that's the name, that's the branded form, the name of the citicoline. So citicoline is the substance.
That I've heard of.
Yeah, and so Cognizant is the branded form, and like I said, that is considered to be the stellar type of substance.
And I know we've had you on before, and you're kind of funny. We haven't done anything funny yet, have we?
No. Well, I have some funny stories to tell you.
Okay, I want funny this morning.
Okay. Well, all right. So my husband and I just moved into a new place, and it's been quite a challenge.
Here in South Florida?
No.
In Canada.
In Canada. So we went from an 1,100 square foot townhouse to a 2,000 square foot 2-story penthouse condo. So, and we were just beyond thrilled. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot. We have a lovely view of the lake and of downtown Toronto. It's fabulous. So, now moving with my husband is quite a challenge. Now, my husband is from Austria. He talks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is hilarious. He is the source of a lot of material. So, and I'll just give you a little tidbit, a little example of some of the great stuff that he says to me. So, we've been together now. We just celebrated 26 years since our first date in April. And so we celebrate 2 anniversaries every year. So last year...
Why 2?
Because wedding anniversary and then the anniversary of our first date.
You're very cute.
Hey, listen, if I can find a way to get jewelry, I will. So on our last wedding anniversary, my husband comes up to me and he says the best thing I've ever heard. And I'm going to quote him. And he says, I think the reason that we've been together for more than 20 years is because I'm so easy to live with.
And you said...
And I looked at him and I said, you do realize you're saying that to your third wife, right? I'm pretty sure that makes me the easy one to live with, because the other two wives kicked your butt to the curb.
What does he respond to?
He just laughs.
Oh, he just
laughs.
Well,
oh, yeah. Listen.
Yours has lasted a long time, so that is funny.
He's got to have a good sense of humor, and he's got to be a pretty secure guy to be married to a comedian. So anyway, so we were packing up for our big move, and I had said to him, I work full time, I do comedy, I do a lot of things, I have a very busy, hectic life, and he's retired. So I told him, I said, listen, Joe, I don't have time to do all the packing. That's gonna be your responsibility. And he says, okay, fine, that's no problem.
No, he didn't say it that way.
No, he went, jawohl. And so I said to him, now it's really important when you're packing things up, keep it organized and label all the boxes. Make sure they're labeled so that I know what's in them. He's going, yeah. Okay, fine. So short version of the story is we get to the new place and the boxes are literally labeled and all they say is stuff.
Stuff. Wasn't in stuff from the top drawer, just stuff.
Just stuff. It wasn't even room specific. Like, it wasn't even kitchen stuff. Like, it was just stuff.
How many boxes?
Oh, many boxes.
Many boxes.
Many boxes filled with stuff. Now, some of them I could tell were the ones that he started packing, like, in the beginning, where he was being really diligent, because those ones he did sort of list what was in them, but it was just like the vagueness was beautiful. So I see one box and it literally says on it, papers, glass, and spices.
This is really hard.
So, but I said to him, I said, you pack like a schizophrenic. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, because I watched him one day, and it was hilarious, because he literally would take a box, put it in the middle of the room, and then he would just wander around the house, and whatever wasn't nailed down went into that box. So there was no rhyme or reason. So, when you're unpacking a box, it was like, you'd get like, there'd be spices, there'd be some socks and underwear.
This is wonderful. You should have done this as a video.
Yeah, it was hysterical. It was just hysterical.
So did you make him unpack as well as pack so that he could put everything away?
He helped a lot. I have to say he was very, very helpful. And I have to give him credit, because I really was surprised when I said to him, Joe, why did you just label the boxes stuff? I don't know what's in them. And he said, don't worry, I do. And to his credit, he actually did. For the most part, he could remember what was,
he's been taking
because he'd taken the Cogni. Otherwise, we would have been screwed.
Right. So he packed and then he unpacked.
And so,
okay, Joe, we love you now.
And I tell you something, we moved last Friday, so a week ago yesterday. By Monday, our whole place was set up.
Really?
The only thing I still have to do is we have to hang the dining room chandelier and put up the artwork.
Okay, well that's easy, because not easy, but that's not as important as getting your socks where they belong and your underwear and everything else, right? But that's quite a story. Yeah. So now, are you happy in a larger?
We love it. We absolutely love it. And I'll tell you another little funny story about the move. So now we have all this space. And so we said, okay, when we had moved into the townhouse, we sort of, had to get rid of furniture. And of course, now we have all this space. So we thought, okay, there were some things that we wanted to get. So I wanted to get a buffet. And set up, a spot for my good china, and then on top I wanted to make a bar. So we went over to IKEA.
I love IKEA.
I love IKEA as well. And I think it's a Swedish word that means, if you can handle this, you can handle anything.
That's true.
Honest to God, I'm telling you, if you want to test a relationship, go to IKEA and buy a piece of furniture and put it together. If you're not ready to kill each other by the end, then you're meant to be together.
That is so funny. You should say that, because when you do that, you better make sure you have a handyman at home to put it together.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. So we get our buffet, and then we also bought a TV stand as well. So, and of course, I love the names of the furniture, right? Because none of them, I can't pronounce any of them. I think we got a Farfignugan buffet. I don't know what the heck that was. A million umlauts in there. So anyway, so we get home and Joe says, no problem. I'll put the stuff together. Now, Joe, his background is, he's an engineer. He's a construction engineer.
Perfect.
So, well, yes and no. In some ways it's good, in some ways not so much, because he gets a little cocky and he thinks that he doesn't need the instructions.
This is great.
So the first thing that you do when you come home with a box from IKEA is you open up the box, and the first thing he does is throw away the instructions.
Oh my goodness.
So of course, it took him a little while to get everything put together, and of course by the end of the day there was a lot of swearing going on in German.
And were there extra nuts and bolts kind of hanging around that no one knew what to do with? There
was a little pile of excess, yes. But then he managed to get everything put together, which was great. And so the buffet had two cabinets, like one cabinet on each side, and then it had a bunch of drawers in the middle. So I go to open up one of the drawers, and when I opened it up, it just tilted forward all the way, like completely. Right? And it shocked me, right?
Yeah,
So I kind of looked at him and I said, Joe, that's not supposed to be like that. When you pull a drawer out, it's supposed to stay straight. And he goes, no. He says, I think that's a good thing. And I said, why do you think it's a good thing? He says, because whatever you're looking for in the drawer will fall forward. And it'll be right there where you want it at your fingertips.
He's good. So, did he have to redo it?
He actually fixed it.
He
actually fixed it. So now everything is perfect.
Well, I went to IKEA and I bought a comforter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still trying to figure out how to get everything. Not a comforter. It's the thing that you put the
duvet.
Yeah, duvet, and I bought the thing inside. Yeah. Well, I had to get on YouTube to really help me figure that one out. Because it's unusual. It has little buttons. And anyway, I know about now. And my son just went to put a lot of things in their bedroom, and boy, they were struggling because it's true. When you go there, and if you want to buy the one they have on display, you can't, You have to buy it in the box.
Right. Now, they do offer, I don't know if, I'm sure they do here, but they do offer IKEA helpers.
Oh, right.
Where you can hire somebody from IKEA to come to your home and put it together. But of course,
Yeah, that's by the time you spend that.
Exactly.
But it's a good, IKEA was a good idea.
Yeah.
A good idea, right?
Yeah.
But that's funny that you should mention that.
Yeah.
That, at least your husband sounds like he has a good sense of humor. He'd have to be married to you, right?
He does. He really does. Yeah. He's got a very, very good sense of humor. And it's funny because when we first met and he found out that I was a comedian, he was really nervous, about the fact that, that he was afraid that I would make fun of him.
Of course you will.
And I remember the first time he came to one of my shows, the whole time we were driving there, he kept saying, you better not make fun of me. You better not make fun of me. I'll leave without you.
Aww.
And I said, well, I'm not going to make fun of you when you're in the audience. I said, I'll wait until you're at home and then I'll make fun of you. But now he wears it like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Well, I think what's so cute is that you can speak like he does, which I think really is adorable because that's hard to do that because it's such a different language.
It's a tricky accent to do.
But you do that.
Yeah. But it's fun and it's funny. And sometimes I think he plays it up a little bit because he knows that it is funny. So he'll say things, inappropriate in a wrong way on purpose.
Right.
Which just it's hilarious.
So let me tell everybody again, you are you're Canadian and your name is Pamela Appel. And that's right, Appel,
yeah.
Right? And you're the business development manager at Akuna, Canada, which makes Cogni Supreme. How would you say with his accent, if he were talking about Cogni Supreme, how would you say a few sentences in his? Oh, you were unprepared for this, I know.
Let's see. He'd probably say, I used the Cogni Supreme. It's very good. It's very good.
Oh, yeah. Well, it must be fun to have someone like that. But let's really get into this. And you've given us, thank you, some bottles of this. And It really tastes quite nice.
Yeah, I like the taste of it. It's
a strawberry. What is it really?
There's a strawberry extract in there, and so I think some people pick up on the strawberry. Now, for me, I mean, of course, and taste is very subjective. For me, when I taste it, even though there's no apple juice in it, for me it tastes like a diluted apple juice a little bit. So yeah, but like I say, taste is subjective. So
right. So how long would it take for someone who's starts to take this? And this isn't for severe Alzheimer's or anything like that. Why don't you explain what the perfect person is that should be buying this? This
is for a product. This is for a person who is maybe just beginning to see those very tiny little subtle signs that like you say, oh, where are my keys? Things like that. My husband was experiencing short-term memory recall issues. So he was having trouble. If we were having a conversation, he would have to interrupt to say what he wanted to say right away because he couldn't retain it to the end of the conversation. So those kinds of things. He was having trouble with remembering people's names. So I would come home from work. He would want to tell me a story about something he had seen on the news, and he would say, "You know who I'm talking about, the old guy with the gray hair." And I'd be like, "Well, could you be a little more vague?" So those kinds of things. I mean, those tiny little, like I say, subtle signs. When you're starting to notice that's when you want to really look at brain supplements. And really the best case scenario is to start even younger than that. So even when you're looking at people who are in their early 40s, would and are having no signs of trouble, you really want to start with the supplementation then.
Because actually, it's just like you take supplements now, even though you don't know why you're taking vitamin C or vitamin D. But
exactly.
You know it because
it's preventative.
Yeah, preventive.
Yeah.
And so that's really can be sold as prevention, can't it?
Absolutely, no question. Now, for people who have been experiencing those subtle little signs, everybody is different, of course, when it comes to how quickly their body reacts to something. But generally speaking, you can probably expect to see some improvement within 6 to 8 weeks. So that's what it took for my husband. It was about 6 weeks.
And so how do you take this? You take it once a day?
Once a day, yeah. It comes with a little measuring cap.
It's a liquid.
It's a liquid form, yeah. And you just you take half an ounce in the morning, and you can add it to other drinks. So my aunt takes it and she adds it to her smoothie every morning. So you don't necessarily have to just take it on its own. You can add it to whatever. You can put it in a bottle of water and sip it during the day, or you can put it in your morning juice, or like I say, a smoothie, anything like that. Yeah.
And so when you're taking this, well, let's just tell people how they can talk to you. It's very important. Why don't you get on the website? Because I always ask a lot of questions, but if you go to their website, which is really excellent, it's called CogniSupreme.com. That's very interesting and easy. COGNI Supreme.com. Cogni Supreme. Now, you can also, of course, if you would like to speak with Pamela, the way to do that is actually, I'll give you a phone number. Get your pencils out. Remember, it's Pencil Talk Radio. Phone number is 1-844-856-1165. I'm going to repeat that again. That's 1-844-856-1165. And that's Monday to Friday from 8:30 to 5. So if you get there, if you call now, Pamela's not there. She's here at the radio. This is live. And also, she said if you mention Boomer Times, you'll receive a special pricing and free shipping. Free shipping. That, it's amazing. People don't realize how shipping can really cost money.
Oh, for sure. And especially because our product is in a glass bottle.
That's what I like about it, as a matter of fact.
And that's
I don't like plastic.
You know what? You're not supposed to put natural products in plastic bottles. That's a big no-no. Because if you're dealing with these types of products, the ingredients are very susceptible to light and to heat. And so that's why we put all of our products in a dark glass bottle. And
it's pretty, but it is dark glass.
Yes. Yeah. So very important. So so like your point with the shipping, with the glass bottle, it's got some weight to it. So it can add up.
And this is actually coming from where? Is it coming from Canada?
We make it in Canada. We have a large production facility just outside of Toronto in Mississauga. That's where we make all of our products, and then they're shipped to our distribution center here in Florida.
So you keep talking about a lot of other products, but it's Cogni Supreme that you're really so high on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because this is what you want people, you want your husband, especially Joe, now we know his name, that when you move again, stuff has to...
stuff has got to be followed up with something else.
I can see the on the front of your bottle saying stuff.
Yeah. Brain stuff.
Yeah, brain stuff.
Stuff.
That's not a bad thing, brain stuff, right. Well, but people, of course, and I know you have a lot of clinical research. That's what I've admired about your particular product. Because as you said, there are a lot of brain products starting to come out, and I'm sure they don't do the research that you really have here.
Right. That's we were out at the Natural Products Expo in Anaheim, California, in March, and there were quite a few liquid brain supplements, and we went to go check them out. You know, that's our competition. We wanted to see what they had. And all of them were in plastic bottles, not one single one in a glass bottle, which was the first thing that stood out for us. The second thing that was just amazing to me was when we read the ingredients, there was nothing in there that you could not literally go and get at Walmart for a couple of dollars. And then the other thing, too, was they tasted horrible. I mean, some of them, there was one that we tasted, and it was just the most horrific chemical taste.
Oh, my heavens.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm still trying to get that taste out of my mouth. It was awful.
Yeah,
it was awful. And the price, too. Prices were very high. They were selling them in individual serving sizes, and they were selling them for $4 a bottle.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I mean, $4 a bottle 30 times a month. Hello? That's a lot of money.
Well, I'm really glad that you came this morning. I'm always glad when you come. You're so funny.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Funny, and it's
thanks.
Great. But CogniSupreme.com. Remember, go online. COGNISUPREME. And thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. It's always great to be here.